Hi, this is Karen Scharf with Modern Image Communications, and I would like to share with you a plan for redesigning your website in 4 simple steps. Now, to be perfectly honest, a website redesign can be more difficult and time-consuming than building a completely new site from the ground up. Because not only are we creating a new design, but we're also dealing with moving and renaming pages and other files, and that can put your traffic and your page rank at risk. That's why it's extremely important to have a solid plan in place before your redesign process takes place. So you want to start by analyzing what you have. The first thing we need to review is each and every file at your current site. Now, depending on the age and the size of your current site, this step can actually take several weeks. First, we catalog each piece of content at your site, and that will include pages and articles, posts and comments, images, videos, audios, any free reports or digital downloads that you have, forms and scripts and products and autoresponders and newsletters and plugins and on and on. We simply list every asset at your website. Next, you'll need to decide what to do with it all. So now that this list of assets has been created, it's time to come up with a plan for what stays and what goes. So you'll want to look at every item and decide, will it be added to the new site? Will it be moved to a different directory? Will the URL change? Will the asset be renamed? Do any of the pages require new meta tags? You'll want to pay special attention to your scripts and your forms and note whether or not they refer to a certain asset that you want discarded. For instance, does a form point to a certain thank you page? You will need to make a notation of what will stay and what will go. And then thirdly, just list all of your exceptions. So before completely eliminating an item, you'll want to investigate your off-site assets. For instance, are any of your active PPC campaigns referring to a particular landing page, or are your linking partners linking to a page that will get renamed? So take a look at your traffic analytics to determine which off-site sources are driving traffic and exactly where they're sending that traffic. You might want to keep these pages as is, disallow them in your robots text file to avoid any duplicate content issues, and then contact your traffic sources about the change. And keep these items alive until you are 100% sure that there's no traffic being directed to them. And then finally, it's time to create your redirects. So as your new pages are being created, you want to be sure to replace the old page with a 301 redirect. And this is going to notify the search engines that the asset has been moved permanently. Eventually, they will no longer refer to the original link, but instead they will pass its ranking to the new page. The way you execute your 301 redirects will depend on the changes that you've made and the hosting platform that you use. So if you've moved your entire website as is to a new URL, then the easiest redirect is through your htaccess file. As long as you've kept the site structure intact, simply replace the htaccess file on the original site. But in the case of a redesign that uses the same URL, then you will need to redirect each page individually. And if you don't have access to your htaccess file, then you can do a page side redirect. You can do that either in PHP or ASP depending on your server setup. So it's true that when you make changes to your website, especially a major change like an entire site redesign, you should expect some changes to your traffic and your ranking. But if you plan ahead and map out your process, you can keep these changes to a minimum. Again, this was Karen Scharf with Modern Image Communications, and I invite you to download the many free checklists, including the website redesign checklist at modernimage.com. Again, this was Karen Scharf at modernimage.com.